Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
We make the rules, pal. The news, war, peace, famine, upheaval, the price of a paperclip. We pick that rabbit out of the hat while everybody sits out there wondering how the hell we did it. Now, you're not naive enough to think we're living in a democracy, are you, buddy?
Number 2
and 1. Ta. I was going to try not to peg the mics this week.
I forgot.
Da. We are back. Yay. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Is that where we start? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you say who you are.
Yeah, I was thinking, should we mix that up every now and then? And that, no. When you got something, just stick with it.
It's branding.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you kindly. And for those of you watching this on video, we're just very festive. We're like Eastery almost here. It's
orange and yellow.
Yeah, is that what color you got?
I think it's salmon.
I would have called it coral, and only because
that's probably it.
Only because when I have no idea what color something is, I just say coral, and because there are different kinds of coral, right?
Yeah.
So people just makes it sound like I know colors. I don't know colors.
That's good because I never know how to say salmon. Do you say the L?
No, you don't. Nobody says salmon. Nobody. It is. Now, if you want to be true by it, I'd be. True by would say, man, that's some good salmon. Got some good salmon right there. Hey, why put a letter in there if you're not going to use it?
Right.
That's the bizarro thing about the English language. We apparently just we waste good letters. Just
yeah, we had a few extra.
That word looks
them for something.
That word looks a little boring.
I always tell people about color. If it's not in a box of 8 crayons, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just go with those.
We've talked about this. I am partially colorblind. And I think my problem is more not necessarily that I can't detect different colors. I just don't know what they're called. So you show me anything remotely on the blue, purple, it's blue. For the longest time, something was purple. I called it blue just because that looks blue to me. But so those of you that are just listening to the audio, man, you're just missing out.
Yeah, man, it's like a color extravaganza.
Couple of Easter eggs here. Yeah. As you're starting, oh man, I hope you don't max headroom on me today. We're gonna see what happens here. One of these midday sessions. The other thing, so last week we started and I corrected, the words that a cousin had sent me before, these Cajun words, and the one I messed up last week was kawan. So we got that one fixed, but then I forgot the other one, the big one. That I messed up because I know the word. It should have been radot. Okay, that's what my cousin was sending in. I think it said it was like radent or read. I got caught on that, but I had more than one person call me out saying it's radot. And speaking of radot, you got this. You frozen like a.
Yep, I see. My internet connection is unstable.
Yeah, you're frozen like the president's favorite ice cream. You're just frozen, bro. You're there. You kind of. So we'll get there. So again, something else. Those of you that are just listening to the audio, you miss out on the comic wonders of frozen screens, and so
there you go.
We'll get it.
High-end Wi-Fi in Baton Rouge. Man.
Yeah. So anyway, radot. By the way, radot means a lot of a lot of ruckus, making a big lot of noise. Radot, man, bro. Next door they making a radot. I swear, them couillons and chews. I swear. It gets late. Hold that radot. Oh, but anyway, that's so. There you go.
Good. All right. Now we try to always be right when we're not.
Yeah. Because we don't lie. Not like everybody else. Not like everybody else.
We're not sliding this into like page 17. And it's right up front. Here's the mistake we made.
Yeah, and this is something we've talked about before. We keep coming back to the recurring theme to remind people of everybody is lying. Pretty much everybody.
I wish a few more were lying right now. Some of the things I've been reading about.
Well, yeah, some of the actual stuff coming on. You're right. You're right. I made a mistake this past week. I say don't do it. But man, I just got curious, so I grabbed my phone and I kind of went over to the app and I said, "Let me see how that retirement account's doing. Let me, because I knew what it was before. And don't get me wrong, I still work for a reason. Okay, like, it's not like there's a reason I'm still out there doing rodeo clown stuff. It's not because it's not just for the pure love of work. It's for the necessity of because I like stuff.
Yeah, it's not the work that you like.
You notice I'm sitting here with all this light. I like stuff. I like electricity. I like,
Yep, this room's a brisk 73.
So I made the mistake and I pushed on the button. I said, let me see. And I was like, oh, I just ruined, man. Look, they ain't lying. You talk about ruin your day. You just say, and it's only a number. It's just there. It's not right. You didn't retire today.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go around the rest of the day.
But I'm darn sure not retiring tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah, that's all of a sudden you find yourself, man, I got to be a lot nicer to all the customers and all.
Yeah. I talked to a buddy yesterday who bought a car last week, and I said, man, you won. Yeah, you financed a car last week. You're good. You're ahead of the game already.
Man, I only wish we kid about that. This is, by the way, this is not official financial advice. We don't give that, but the stuff we tell you makes a lot more sense than Jim Cramer. I'm just saying that. Yeah, man, I wish I would have. I wish I would have a few months ago. Just go buy everything on credit. Because yeah, exactly. And if you can put off any payments right now, hang on to that, because the dollars you paying 6 months from now are worth a lot less than the dollars you paying now. It's just no, it really is. It's because we have something we have to do. This is later in the year. It's when you get your own deal, you can do a SEP IRA, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, but I think you got till another couple of months to do it, and that's what I was telling my wife. I'll hang on to the last second because the dollars are going, they're worth less. They're going to be worth less, and the market's where it's at. But yeah, you read that, you look at that, and you walk around the house rest of the day saying, "Who left these lights on? Why is this air conditioning down so low?"
I don't even. It's just scary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was excited because I filled up my truck yesterday, and it was like, it was about $70. And then I got back in and realized that the pump had just cut off or something and clicked, and I didn't keep going. Oh, because I only had 3/4 of a tank.
Oh man, yeah. So here's the bad thing. So we have a few vehicles. So we got various drivers in the house. But yeah, I'm going more to my wife's car. My wife's got a newer car, and my car's not old, but it's a newer car, and it runs on regular unleaded. You can actually run regular. And mine, when I got it about 4 years ago, it wasn't that big a deal, man. It was like, yeah, the gas mileage isn't that great, but it's a big SUV kind of vehicle, and and it's I got to take premium. That kind of bites, but what's an extra 10 cents a gallon? And I'm just now, dude, I treat that thing like the space shuttle. I mean, that thing stays docked. It's like, my wife's always, why are we taking my car? Because your car gets a better mileage. And
that's right.
It runs on regular unleaded. Not like that spaceship I got in the garage.
You could probably pack a lot more stuff in your wife's car than you realize.
Oh, yes, you can. So I pulled into again the gas station. I guess it was yesterday, the day before, and I think I had a quarter. That's the other thing too. When you start filling up as an investment, or like using investment strategies of I can probably get away another few days, but it's going to cost me more in another few days.
Right. I only got 250 miles left on his tank. Better fill that baby up.
So I pulled in. I probably had a quarter tank when I pulled up. And dude, I still hit 80. I mean,
that's a good way. Maybe I'll start doing that. Just putting gas every day. just to keep it full, but put 3 gallons in a day.
And that'll really help when the shortages hit, right? And when everything starts, everybody. But hey, it is. So it is. But always remember, guys, everybody, they're all lying. Here's what, and I used to joke about. I think I wanted the investment. I wanted the investment policies of. Remember, William Devane, the actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was always on Fox. He's always pushing gold and silver, man. He's always, and always like those commercials. Like he's either one time he's flying a plane. He's always playing golf. He's just living the life. Will Devane, always there talking to you about store of value. That's why I buy silver. That's why I buy, and these silver commercials. And again, you can, and I don't watch much any kind of network TV. I guess I got Fox on, maybe 1 or 2 shows on Fox, and even then I get fed up with them. But they run a lot of silver commercials. All right, and apparently a lot of the radio, when I do listen to radio, I get a lot of gold and silver. And the amazing thing about the human brain,
Glenn Beck used to do a lot.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if he still does.
Yeah. Well, it's all demographics. I mean, these companies realize, all right, who's listening to these people? The scared, the people that are scared, and which, by the way, make that joke again. We all owe Glenn Beck an apology. Right, all of us. We're on the verge of owing Alex Jones an apology. I mean, and Alex is still out there, and he's entertaining as all get out. Even if whether or not you believe him or you think he's kind of nuts, he's entertaining. I mean, I give him that. But Glenn Beck,
he's not totally off the mark.
No, it's that old line, right? I need some more conspiracy theories. All my old ones came true. But you're listening to these like a silver commercial, and it's marketing. You got to love marketing. We've both been in marketing, and to a certain extent, that's right. It's when people tell you, and I guess it's not a lie, but it's so deceptive that you want to just scream and tell people, okay, do you realize what they just told you exactly is the exact opposite of what they're selling? Here's the big thing they do with like silver. If silver, it's ready for a run, and it's a store of value, in uneasy times, silver is where you need to be, right? Or whatever, the store of value. And then the next thing they say is, if it only returns to historic highs, it will double. Okay. And so wait a minute. On one thing, you're telling me it's a good place to be to protect your money. In the next sentence, you're telling me, bruh, the people that had that before got nailed. They lost.
Yeah. When they bought it at historic highs, right now it's at about 50% of the value. If it's going to double,
how you think they're feeling, right? Yeah. And it's bizarro world, because that's just how we are. I guess
only it's like, I win the lottery.
It's like the pharmaceutical commercials. They show the happy people dancing around and all this funny stuff. And then, man, if you just literally like shut your eyes and just listen to what the symptoms are, there's no, the possible side effects. There's no possible way whatever you're treating is worse than that.
Unless it's that bent carrot commercial.
Gosh, man, that's another thing. I guess I guess we all woke up to. We didn't realize before that pharmaceutical companies must 75% of the advertising, everywhere. They just realize it's it. And, these diseases are so bad, we have to describe them in great detail to you and tell you to go ask your doctor about them. And don't worry, the doctor's probably going to write you a prescription because we showed up and we
gave it to him.
There you go. I mean, I just conspiracy there. But anyway, so silver, I'm not like this isn't investment advice. I'm just saying, that's the other thing, man. I get, because I get people that big me,
if is a big if.
I get people that ask me because, I guess so. Sort of the industry I work in and around, but at least I'm honest with folks saying, hey, man, I don't know how. I will tell you what I don't know. That's what's different between the people that are on TV, so acting like, well, because of this and historically, and everybody wants to look at historic charts, and I'm like, you got to throw the historic charts out because they did some unhistoric things last week.
Right. It's apples and oranges, man. It's
So anyway, just buckle down, everybody, is what we say. Grow that garden. Joke about. I got friends that are doing that. You know?
I'm gonna go live with my son.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You
he
meant
makes
to.
his own wheat.
Yeah, but
Yeah, flour from his wheat.
we can all chip in to get you just a better connection there. That's the. Sorry, folks. If this podcast ends up being especially heavy on Dave, it's because I'm just going to talk through the freezes and
Good.
because I find that the audio you don't really notice sometimes, like the fact that right now you're frozen as a. There you go. Yeah, there you go. It's coming back, sort of. Say
Good,
words every now and then.
quiet.
That's right. That's right. People say, "Dang, Dave's talking a lot this podcast." That's because Juan's frozen.
Yeah, well, yeah. My wife said that. This man, you talked a lot on this one.
You talk.
I said, well, yeah, Dave must have taken a breath.
Told you about one of my philosophies in life has always been: if I hear a silence, I will fill it. You know, it's
Right.
like,
That's I always tell people. Awkward silence for me is weird, so I just fill it with the sound of my own voice.
there you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's nothing more awkward than sitting around with nobody talking. Right?
Mhm.
You know, but you're sitting there, yeah, just do it. But yeah, so we'll see. And we're all going to try to more investment advice next week. We'll figure out.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm invested in this podcast. You know, I mean, the returns are incredible. Cost you nothing.
Cost you nothing. It's about, I guess an even, return.
Yeah, right. The money, but the money we're saving you with a life coach. They got
Right.
people
Oh,
out there that
gosh. Yeah, that's some money right there.
come on, man. Well, you don't need no life coach. Once a week, we're here. We're here. We're
The
here to
life
help.
coach will ask your opinion, then tell you to do that.
Yeah, we're here. We're here to
Give you
help.
our opinion and tell you to do that.
Okay. Just here. Other things going on. I was in because it's what I do. I swung into Sam's. That was something different. But so I'm in Walmart yesterday, day before, and they're slowly, and I guess different parts of the country are doing it at different paces. But now they're really moving you towards self-checkout. Okay, so you just gotta, it used to be you could tell what kind of market you were in. You could tell what the theft rate was in a market by Walmart. So if you walked into a store that had no self-checkout, right? That's a problem store because that was somebody, right? They could, and I say that because the Galliana Walmart for the longest time, there was no self-checkout, man. Apparently they looked around and said, we can't let these youngs check themselves out, man. We don't know if they.
But you think they thought it was going to be stolen, or
Yes,
just they thought maybe the people got how
I
to
don't.
do it?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was a judgment on the level of the abilities of the normal shopper. I don't think that's what it was. In fact, I know talking to some folks that a lot of it was for theft,
Shopper.
right? Because
All
it's just easier to steal, I guess, and self-checkout, and they've gotten more sophisticated with it. But so I'm heading there, and I'm standing in a line, and they probably got 8 of them. The way this one works was like you kind of all queue up, and I'm waiting, and then they got one cashier. She's the queen bee. She's sitting over, like she's at the end there, and every now and then. What I get annoyed by is it's tough, and it's like, man, the Walmart near my house is like the what was the bar scene in Star Wars, like the Cantina band, like just oh man, listen,
Not a Star Wars guy.
well, let's just put it this way: there are some oddities, a lot of oddities. It was one of those days where I'm looking around thinking, man, it's been a good run in this place. We might have to move. And look, they may be looking back at me thinking the same thing, like, what is this guy? Right.
Might say, why you go here?
Yeah. So, but they're sort of like, the person that, next guy, like, and they're kind of like barking at you to go to when one opens up because you can't hardly see. But then like the queen bee sitting there and she says, I'm standing there. She goes, how she says like you or next shop or whatever. And she like waves to me, like to come she's going to check me out. She's going to, right. So I start walking toward her. And I get about halfway there, and then somebody else left. So there was one that opened up right on the side of me. So I just kind of wave at her like, I said, I'll just get this one. She looks at me like, nah, here. And I'm like, and then I was not overly rude, but I was not underly rude, right? And I just looked at her and said,
did she think you were suspect?
then she was, no, because she told me she was going to check me out. And then how dare I was, I guess, And I just looked at her and said, I don't work here, right? Like, that's not how this, like, and she was like, and she waved, and I walked up there and said, all right, you got it. Here you go. I didn't even take the stuff out of my basket. I'm like, here you go. You do it. You do it. But it's like, wait, you barking at me like I'm an actual cashier? Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. How dare you help yourself in the self-checkout section?
It looks like I work here, but I don't. I was all funny with one online the other day, wanting to know when was the Christmas party for the Walmart self-checkout cashiers.
What my bonus?
That's right. Yeah. At least that was another one I saw one time. Like, hey, I completed a self-checkout, whatever, at Walmart. They made me district manager. It's like
it just annoys me because then there's a dozen self-checkout things and one person there to help, and 10 of them, the red light comes on at the same time. And so now I'm standing here waiting for somebody to come and key in some random code.
I don't know if we got the red light, if ours uses red lights. I just know, like, you can stand behind some people and realize, man, they are going to struggle with this self-checkout. They are going to struggle. And I was behind this one lady. So she had a good bit of things in the basket to start off with. And then she pulls up there and she starts going through her wallet to find the card or whatever. And you can start checking out without that. I mean, a part of me wants to walk over but then I'm like, what? Wait, I literally don't work here. Why do I need to give a tutorial to
how to work the system?
Maybe it'd be nice, if it'd be like an old person that's kind of struggling and but like, no. That are the people that are actually, and I'm not even judging on this, but pay cash, right? Paying cash into those machines. They had somebody, I was just like, man,
just straighten out your dollars.
And she was shoving like 20s and whatever in there. And I was like, part of me is like, I think it's money laundering. I think this is a money laundering operation right here. This is what I'm watching. It's just my theory.
It's my whole thing is, it used to be you had to look, you gauge how many groceries the people had by which line you were going to get in.
Right.
Now it's how many groceries they have, as well as your perceived or your perception of their capabilities work.
My wife used to always say, you look at the cashier, not the count. Like, look for the competent. That's what she always said. Look for the person that's moving the line. Or something more accurate is just look for where I am and go somewhere else, because I promise you.
And it's a guy thing too, because you got to check it. It's when you get in a line, you assess, the other line or the line that was your second choice to see if you won the race or if you made the wrong choice.
You ever do that? You ever like unload your stuff quicker, like just to try to win that competition? Like, I will try to speed the process up just so I don't, I don't.
So you don't lose. Yeah, I do that if I lanes on the interstate. That's some, first world problems.
Okay, go on.
There.
Speaking of first world problems, that internet's deciding, we're gonna edit out one right here.
Well,
I bet Joey won't be saying you talk too much on this podcast.
Nah, well, good, because I don't have a lot to say today.
Oh man. Well, what else? What else? We're covering world economics.
We're covering world. I'll cover a couple of local things here at the Casa del Semino. So we're at my neighborhood pool the other day.
Neighborhood pool.
And I think there comes a point in life where if you're an adult and you can't swim and you're afraid of water, just give it up. Don't don't have your boyfriend give you swimming lessons. Maybe go to somebody who's more qualified. That was, I guess.
Oh, so you said that somebody was getting swim. Yeah, you said somebody.
They're getting. Yeah, it wasn't like a actual swimming lessons, but this guy, some guy who 20s, had his girlfriend who I think lives in the neighborhood, and I don't know if they were her siblings or friends as well, but none of them could swim.
None of them.
And again, none of them could swim. Small pool. And when I checked, I sworn they had a sack of bricks tied to their waist. And
okay, for those of you trying to keep up, what he just said was a sack of bricks tied to their waist. I'm thinking that's what you just said. Okay,
that was exactly it. Good stuff.
There you go. I'm reading every other word. We got it.
beating the water like you wouldn't believe. They can't swim 3 feet. One of them, one of them had big long eyelashes, and I guess she thought they were holding her back, so she took them off and put them on the edge of the pool.
No, somebody took off their
Yeah.
eyelashes to take swimming lessons.
Yeah, it was great.
Beating the water like it owed them money.
And so he's telling, blow your bubbles, blow your bubbles.
Blow your bubbles.
And he said, I don't ever remember anybody teaching me to swim that told me to blow bubbles.
At some point, like you said, you get to a certain age. Now, you said they're in their 20s, though. They still got life.
Yeah, they're still, but I mean, get somebody, if you want to learn to swim, fine, but get somebody who knows how to teach you.
You sort of missed a window there, right? I mean, if you get into your 20s, I guess it depends where you're from. And you know, if you grow up, that was foreign to us, but you know, again, we grew up, there's a body of water.
Yeah, my dad threw me in the bayou.
There you go. And that's when you were 17. No, we did swimming lessons and all that stuff. But you just had to, man. It was sort of one of those things. It's like, you know, you got, you know, it was just part of growing up. You had to learn to swim, just because. And I was always amazed at people that didn't. But at some point, it's like, well, okay, you're not here learning strokes. You're going to learn to float, like learn not to be.
Right. And that's what I want to say. Look, man, just float. Just float. Get yourself comfortable staying on top of the water.
That's what you do. You like learn how to lean back and not be afraid. And that's the big thing. Just don't learn not to be afraid of the water. And yeah, you know, but I used to swimming lessons, man. I never liked swimming lessons. I
took it. I hated water when I was scared.
Hang on a sec. You don't know that just happened.
I literally.
It was funny when he said it. Just drug out. I hated the water. It's about time. It's about time for that mid podcast break. It forces on us with Mike.
Yeah, and I'll reboot the whole Wi-Fi.
Well, I don't know how long that's going to take, but for those of you, if we don't come back, it's been a good podcast, everybody, and we'll
see you next week.
We'll go. Until then, keep reaching for the stars.
I just remember, like, at the last day, the guy threw me in the deep end because I was scared. I wasn't going in there. They wouldn't let me drown.
We think.
But then not long after that, I wanted to jump off the diving board, and it was I don't know, neighborhood pool, I guess, not like a neighborhood, but community pool. How about that? And for some reason, the diving board wasn't in the center of the pool. I never figured that out. Maybe they were planning to add a one or something on the other side. But so I jumped to the side. Yeah, because I didn't want to be. I didn't think I would.
Yeah.
Swimming all the way.
Yeah.
And being the strong child that I was, I jumped just a bit far. No. Landed on the edge.
Okay, yeah. So we might come back to that story because that's an interesting story that just got totally like the internet wiped that part. I tell you what, we'll just cut it right here. Hang on a sec, and come back to it. So hey guys, at home, you won't know this happened.
Please hang up and try again.
And just like that,
we're back.
I know. And I made the mistake while that little break we had that they didn't hear. I pulled up some work here. Man, I got to just stop looking at my phone. Man, I want to find a way to get myself annoyed during the break.
It's the devil. Stay off of that phone.
Oh, man. It's people sometimes that don't have enough to do. Right. So they justify. Right. People that take something that should take 5 minutes to do, and they probably put 2 hours into it. And then you got to read through it and just, I don't want to go down that thing, but it's just like, wow, you just run into folks that like, you just want to say, you ain't got enough to do.
I had somebody call me, one of my staff people, at 7:00 this morning and said, what am I supposed to do at this location today? And I said, well, what is the worksheet that you have say? And she read it off, and I said, well, that. And like, oh, okay.
Here's how this works.
Yeah. Well, what happened to that location I was in yesterday? I said, I don't know. What do you mean? well, blah, 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 such and such, such. I said, where were you yesterday? Well, such, and I said, well, how would I know something went wrong if you didn't tell me?
Because you in management, man. You gotta know that.
Or ask me what's, I send you a schedule every day with 3 weeks worth of stuff on it. And you're going to sit down and say, hey, what about that place I'm at next Thursday? Like, I know off the top of my head where you are next Thursday.
Man, the world we living in, bro. But it goes both ways. But anyway, so okay. We were talking about
my swimming adventure.
So there's a couple things there, as is clear. So you took swimming lessons, and then at the end of the swimming lessons, he threw you into the
guy threw me in the pool. Dave Semino was no relation, but that was
really. There's another. You took swimming lessons from somebody also named Semino, and you're not related. Where?
At the Bayou Swimming Club in Napoleonville.
Bayou Swimming Club. That sounds like a ritzy kind of place.
No. So on the last day, he threw me in the deep water, and I obviously survived.
Dude, how better way to tell whether or not these lessons took than to put your life at risk?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you how good I am at teaching these little yawns how to swim. Check this out. Go. All right. So it worked. Okay.
It worked. I swam, probably not well.
Then you worked up
then I worked up not long after that the courage to go off the diving board. Well, and for some reason at this pool, the diving board wasn't in the center of the pool.
Well, you might have had two. See, in
the
cutoff pool, we had two.
They didn't. Maybe they were. Yeah. Maybe they were envisioning the future.
Yeah. But you were not in the future. You were in the present. I was
not in the future. I was in the present. But I thought, I was pretty smart. I'm jumping to the side. I ain't swimming across this whole pool.
Why? Because you won't have that far to swim.
Right. I just jump. I land. I was 2 strokes. I'm there. And there's my dad there watching me, standing close to the edge.
There you go.
Apparently, he should have stood a little closer and pushed me back because I jumped too close to the edge. And landed chin first on the concrete lip of the pool.
Oh,
hanging there.
Man.
So, yeah. First ever time I got stitches. It was great. Still got a scar there. Man.
Oh man. Now here's my point. So that happens. So you're obviously stupid.
That wasn't obvious before.
You're young, right? No, I'm not saying now. I'm saying back then we're all stupid. We're all like, no, that's the wrong way to say it. We're ignorant. There's a difference between ignorance and stupidity, right? Stupidity
Don't know any better.
Stupidity is an inability to learn. Ignorance is you were ignorant to, hey, that's not a good idea. My point is, where was the adult? Forget your dad. Your dad don't work at the pool. Your dad, he's probably like looking at you. Come on, bro, do it. Hey, you can do it. And then as soon as you bust your chin open on the side, how high was the
I wasn't high, boy. No, it was 3 feet off the water, maybe.
So we had the cutoff. I'm sure it wasn't as fancy as the Bayou Swimming Club, whatever you see. The cutoff pool where we took swimming lessons, there was a regular diving board. There were 2 side by side, and there was a regular one that was probably maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet above the water. Right?
How's this?
Okay. And then there was the hell diver. I don't think that's what they officially called it, but that's the hell diver. And that one was, now to a kid, that thing was a mile in the air. But it might have been, but it was probably 8 feet high. Yeah, above the water. I mean, enough to
make a belly flop sting.
Dude, and when you got to the end of that thing, look, I mean, and then are you chicking out on the way up? That's the other thing. You walking up the ladder, you climbing that thing, and you get up there and going, and then you get all
got to do that climb of shame, go down and make everybody else get off the ladder.
But that's the one that have to tell you, like, don't jump off to the side, man. I mean, that'll mess you up. Like you hit your chin on a 2-foot thing, dude. You do it off a the hell diver,
and your jaw goes into your skull.
Yeah. So the only way to do it was just run, and they'd fight. They of course, there was always fussing. It makes you realize now why we don't have diving boards on any public. And I don't actually. Here's what's funny. I don't actually. we have sissified everything in
Oh,
life.
Lord.
I get that, but I don't have a huge problem with them getting rid of the hell diver. I never thought that was a good
No,
idea. I never thought it was a good idea to let kids basically being supervised by bored teenagers.
right. That's where I was gonna go with that.
Like, I mean, like,
It-
you think about it, the human brain doesn't finish fully forming into your early 20s. So
yeah,
just science to tell you, you got some unformed brains watching.
yeah. You got this kid back then probably paying $1.75 an hour.
Yeah, but you could buy a Coke and a candy for 25 cents back then, bro. That was good. Gas was probably 60 cents a gallon. So it's all perspective, dude. I'd go back to that right now. You put the prices back to what they were in 1972. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take a pay cut and come out ahead. But yeah, I didn't. It was always I always question even the people that handled the chlorine in the pool, because they overdid it sometimes.
No, yeah.
You know,
That's why
I
back then you had to close the pool on a day.
Oh man, it was like the yawns, like you shouldn't go home at the end of a swimming lesson and just really be tasting chlorine for the rest of the day.
Smelling it.
Oh,
Yeah. My bathing suit was a nice bright red when I got to the pool.
oh,
It's kind of
man.
it's off white now.
Yeah, but that was the highlight of swimming lessons was you'd go, and it was just, man, it was tough in the morning. Did they make you do bobs? You had to do your bobs.
I'm sure.
That's how we warmed up. You had to get in the pool and then like dunk your head. Like, I don't know. It's because water's cold when you first jump in, and you gotta get all warmed up and everything. Miserable, and do your swimming. But there was a concession stand when you were done. That was the highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
what
you
we
also
did
had
as a
to
kid.
did you have to step in that bucket of water with some chemical
Yes.
in it before you got
Come to think of it, we did. Yeah, we all had to.
and I'm gonna walk on this concrete between the dressing room and the pool.
Man, that concrete's clean, bro. It's got all the chemicals the kids had on their feet.
Yeah.
And there you go. And I think that pool, I'm pretty sure that pool's still open. I think it's still
No, the one in Napoleonville, I think they dug it up or covered it up.
yeah, ever since that diving board incident with that Seminole kid.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, figured there's probably still a little piece of skin there.
They probably told that story to every other kid for like months after that. Man, let me tell you what some little chew did. Hey, listen, you think we just fussing you to fuss you? Let me tell you what this quack did. This quack, he turned around, he jumped sideways. Well, let me tell you something. He bled like a pig.
We almost had to close the whole pool.
He bled like a stuck pig. Getting stitches, man. That's give me the frissons, bro.
Oh man, no. Had to take me to the little clinic in Pankerville, man. I remember getting that shot in the chin.
Oh, that's fun. You remember how many you got? Was it a lot? Was it a big or just a
I think I had 5 stitches.
Oh, that wasn't too bad.
No, not terrible.
No, it wasn't too bad. I've gotten, I mean, I don't want to jinx it. It's been a while. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I told that story. The last time I got stitches, I did it to myself with a knife trying to open a package. Oh yeah. I'm dumb. I'm everything, and we had to teach knife safety in scouts. I know this is from some episode way back, and I had a super sharp knife. I mean, and it was the freaking plastic packaging that shell stuff comes in. I was trying to, I was doing yard work, and I don't know. It's right
No
here.
time to go get something else.
Right there. I can't hardly see. I'm sure it doesn't. This is really scintillating for anybody in the audio, but yeah, I just, yeah, man. I discovered. Yeah. But that was the one that I went in, and the guy, I don't think he knew what he was doing, because he sort of deadened it. And the pain was they're giving you a shot into
the wound.
And then it didn't totally take. So I got the pain of that. And then when the dude started stitching on half of what he stitched, sorry for those of you again getting the frissons out there, but that's that's how it is.
And you had to get a tetanus.
Oh, did I at the time? I don't know. I think I might have.
Probably. I don't know.
I had to get one after I stepped on a nail at my neighbor's one time.
I was gonna say, man, I think we've all stepped on nails.
That's right. But I'm out there trying to, I don't know. He had me check his house. I don't know what I was doing for him. He wasn't there.
It's worse pulling it out than it is going in.
Yeah, it's bad. Man, that's bad. What kind of left on the swimming lessons though, man? I at some point, yeah, you say you get way older, just yeah. But in 20s, I guess you can. I would look for
Just
better.
go, yeah, for somebody qualified to teach you than the guy who can't swim much better than you.
And it's like, yeah, what's your goal, right? Like what's your goal to learn to swim? Your goal is not really learning to swim. Your goal is trying not to die.
Right.
Okay?
As a kid, it's like, oh yeah, I gotta hang with my friends, gotta get in the deep end.
Swim. I'm gonna
Here, you're hanging out in a pool that's 4 feet deep. Well, who cares?
I know. Yeah, just don't. Yeah. So basically, as an adult, there are a couple of things. I just don't get drunk and go in there. Okay, that's one. And yeah, learn to float, man.
Yeah. The other thing is they were standing in there. They were trying to learn in the spot of the pool where I like to stand.
Oh,
So
well, dude.
they were all splashing me and stuff.
So wait. You go to your pool, your public pool,
My neighborhood pool.
You do?
Yes.
That guy? All right.
I am that guy.
We got two pools in our neighborhood, big pools. I mean, and man, we've been in this neighborhood for 20 years. I'll bet you we haven't been to that pool 20 times. I'll bet you we have been to that, and even when my kids were young, you just
the only reason I moved to this neighborhood was because when I agreed to downsize, my one stipulation was I had to have access to a pool.
There you go.
And here I am.
Here I am watching people take off their eyelashes to learn to swim.
We were at the pool Saturday at the same day, and some people come there, and I don't know, I didn't know, and hey, how's it going? And they said, oh, hey, you're Juan. We know you from Facebook. And from the neighborhood Facebook page that I so apparently famously raise hell on and stir the pot.
Okay, at least it wasn't this podcast. That's great. Right?
Yeah. So
they might. Well, who knows? It probably should show up there.
Now. They will now. So
hanging by the pool.
Yeah. What you gonna do, man? It's hot. I'll be there tomorrow.
I might have to. I just normally go get a beer. Maybe I should do your thing. It's probably healthier for you.
I don't swim. I just stand there.
At a certain point, though, they start worrying about. He's been standing there a long time. I ain't seen a bathroom break one.
Yeah,
no.
A lot of chlorine in there, man. A lot of chlorine in there.
I pay good money to do this. I pay good money.
Right. My $82 a month goes for something. I'm about to come clean this stuff.
Yeah. I might have to see what we got younger families in our neighborhood now, so we might. I haven't checked out the pool.
That's the hard part because we do as well, and you kind of assess it when you drive up. It's and the kids in there, and last week they had there's a clubhouse there and you can rent it. Well, this one family decided they weren't going to rent the clubhouse. They were going to have a birthday party outside on the deck by the pool. And it's like every pool toy you can imagine with kids. Like one of the kids couldn't swim. And I felt sorry for the kid because it's like, man, when you go back to what we were talking about earlier, when you go to a pool party, like in your 7 and you can't swim, well, you're left out. So the dad of the birthday kid, had them all jumping, throwing the football. But this one kid kept, like his boy couldn't swim, and his dad told us, okay, we jump in the shallow end.
Yeah, which is really safe. Jump in the shallow end. That way you can knock yourself out,
right, and
still be in the water. Yeah.
But then I guess the birthday dad didn't notice that, so he kept telling me, no, jump on this side of it. We're giving this poor kid conflicting information here.
That's when you should have stepped in, Juan. You should have just, because I would have done that. My old thing, right? I just want to walk around helping people. That's where I just want to be to a point in life, man. I just walk around tapping people on the shoulder, saying, let me tell you how you can do this better. Let me sort what's going out here. That's why this kid's terrified. By the way, and maybe I'm cocky this way. Give me 5 minutes. I'll teach that kid how not to be afraid of. Come on. It's really not. I mean, you could have taught that kid, if not to swim, to survive. Right there. Right. Just here's how it works, kid. You're going to float. Yeah. Right? At least initially. Right. No, not like that. I mean, just keep your head up, kick your feet, Stop fighting the water. You won't win. The water
Yeah,
wins.
no, yeah. It's well, you know, I
And if
am
I'd have been there and I'd have pointed at you and I'd have said, now observe Mr. Semino over here. Juan, would you show this kid how to float? You know, right there. I mean, the best
Look at
swimming
this guy.
instructors ever.
This guy's got a daughter who's a top level swimmer.
That's not joke. This guy is a state record holding daughter can swim. He don't look like he can get out the bottom of the pool, but hey.
Yeah, I was getting out the other week, and my choice was, yeah, I'm right by the ladder. I can walk to the other side and go in the steps. I went the steps.
Yeah, take the steps, man. Ladder, dude. You got to pull yourself up.
And I pull myself up. God knows how much my butt's gonna hang out doing.
And your bathing suit's wet, so you're lifting all that weight too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. No, I got you. I might have to, man. I tell you what, all this talk, I might have to go, especially if it keeps getting hot. Jeez,
bro. It's I don't know. You can't even. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. It's like, you know, you want to exercise. I want to, you know, sit down saying, okay, I'm gonna start riding my bike. But when? Yeah, wake up at 6 in the morning, it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah, like I said, the heat part, I actually, you know, I don't mind that. Well, now it is. I mean, now it's ridiculous. I mean, but I like it when it's hot. Like you get old, man. Like I hate when it's cold because exercising outside or going for a run when it's cold, everything hurts. It's, you know, everything from your lungs to your joints hurt, at least when it's hot.
Well, I like, see, my office is cold. So when I walk out for that brief 10-second period when the heat's just slamming you in the face, it feels good.
I pulled this the other day, man. You talk about that's when you start sounding like the old guy, right? Because my wife will go off to work when I'm here. Like I got a lot of travel coming up the next couple of weeks. But so when I'm here, a lot of times it's by myself in the house. I'll jack the AC downstairs up to like 78, whatever, and then up here, you know, come on, man. And up here, I'll keep it at 78, whatever. I got fans. It's fine. You know, it's not like I'm wearing a
Well,
suit.
it all depends. And this is the other thing too.
Yeah.
What your thermostat reads and what my thermostat reads in the same temperature, it could be totally
it might
different.
be okay, totally. And my thing is, you know, I got short sleeve shirts on, typically in shorts. I mean, good grief, it's not like so. You know, my wife will come in later in the day. She's like, "It's warm in here," and I was like, but I swear I said this. Go stand outside for a little while and then come back inside. It's going to feel like an ice box, right? You're going to be amazed how cold it feels inside.
Yeah. Riley likes to call the upstairs where, you know, she's the only one up here, except when I'm doing this. She likes to call it her frozen laird. And I said, well, you know, you better be getting some frozen cash to pay for that frozen laird. Let me show you these bills, babe. Yeah.
You know, that cold air used to be cheap. It's not cheap no more. Sorry. You need to find something else there. But
take an ice bath.
Yeah, that takes electricity too. I was watching something too. And again, we talked about and I like there's Teslas everywhere around here. I mean, they got Teslas. I don't even know where they buy them. I know they've got.
Do they only come in black and white?
Good question, man. I've seen some that are kind of tricked out around here, but I think it might be aftermarket. I think it's people that are doing their own. So I'm not exactly sure what they do. I mean, and like I said, I know they are amazing pieces of technology. So I get all that, but I was reading. I didn't read the article. I've read and heard people talk about somebody. And I remembered it because she left New Orleans, and I think it was in the Wall Street Journal. She wrote the thing. Well, she drove from New Orleans to Chicago and back. That was the thing.
Saw
in a Tesla an electric car. I'm assuming it was a Tesla.
Yeah.
And basically wrote about, man, it was miserable because you never know where you can charge. And
well, yeah, I read something similar, and the whole thing. I never realized. I don't know. I guess ignorance on my part. You got to pay when you stop to charge up.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, that's what
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Because this one I read, they were in an electric or whatever, I guess electric Mustang, and it was a 17-hour drive, and that it would have been 17 hours, and where they would have paid $500 in gas, they paid $250 to charge.
Wait, they paid $250 to charge?
Right, on the 17-hour trip is what it cost them to charge.
Wait,
I'll find the
nobody's
article
talking
and send
about
it to you.
that. I guess now here's what's funny. This is
And
stupidity
it
on
took
my part.
22 hours because you add 5 hours, so that's 30%.
Well, not only what it takes to charge you, but I think part of her column said something that they're like sometimes 2 and 3 hour waits to get
Right.
one, and many of them didn't work. So you can like go out of your way to find a charging station and get there, and it don't work. So
Well, this is because this is I put a dollar value on my time. I mean, I don't really have a hard value on it, but so you sit down and say, okay,
yeah,
I
okay,
saved $250 on gas, but it took me 5 extra hours to get there. So, but with this one, I guess the newer ones, they'll stake out. Like if you put your route in where you're going, it'll tell you where the charging stations are. But if you got 300-mile range on it and you charge, and then you pass 25, you pass a charging station, but the next charging station is not for another 350 miles, it'll stop you, tell you to stop. You've got to stop there. So you can't just stop when you need a full charge. Sometimes you've got 3/4 of a charge, and because of the availability of the charging areas, you got to stop.
But hey, it's all magic. It's going to work out. It's
well, like I'll tell you, when we talked about this before, when my dad's neighbor's son had one, and
it
was his rationale was, if you're like me, when you're on a long drive, you like to stop and take a break every couple hours.
Yeah, no, I don't.
No, I just like to get there.
Yeah, if you're like me, I will hold it.
I'm close to peeing in a bottle, bro.
Exactly. I don't have it. I don't have the envie for beef jerky that bad. I'd rather get.
I'll stock up on snacks before I leave.
I'm gonna get to where I'm going. Okay, but so we'll see. I mean, but I'll I'm not in the market. We might be looking for, but not for that. I don't. But according to what I see on TV, they tell me that's the answer. They're saying, look, you can't afford this gas, go buy yourself
one, because the
the
price of that electricity, that probably won't go up because it's magic. They make electricity out of magic.
Fairy dust. It's
no
dust.
Fossil fuels involved at all.
There you go. Oh well. When we'll get elected, we'll fix all that stuff.
That's right.
All right, man. Tell you what, we got it's there. I think it's time.
And figured out,
push the button.
With the little stutters, it's even longer.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what made it. But it's time to jump. I'm gonna go look at the guy that got me aggravated right now. I should probably not. I probably should just go get a beer. I should just call it an early.
Go get a beer and go get in the pool.
Yeah. That might not be a terrible idea.
Put your beer like in an igloo, not an igloo cup.
Dr. Juan.
In a Yeti cup, so it'll stay cold the whole time.
Yeah, it's not public pools. Our neighborhood pools. There's they have this saying, no alcoholic beverages, and I walk around there going, who's lit? Yeah, I can point. I guarantee you. You think some adults are out here just you think they're sipping Kool-Aid in that? All right, I got you. But nobody. Hey, we're not checking. Anyway, we push the button, see if any of this stuck to tape or electronics or whatever the heck it's at. We still don't know how this works or that it works. We're just glad.
X's and O's or circle. I don't even know, ones and zeros.
If you're seeing it, it did. Hey, man, if you want to reach out to us, feel free, everybody. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And there are
all over the internet, man, on YouTube, on Facebook, every place where they could humanly possibly download a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're there.
There for you. And again, if we're not,
leave. Why are you?
Yeah, leave. You don't want to be there. That's not where you want to be. Not where you want to be. And with all the things going on, guys, listen, more than ever, when your retirement accounts are doing this, and the price of everything is doing this, and all your Bitcoin is worth bits of what it used to be,
right,
bruh. You gotta put your head. You gotta put your head down and decide. I'm gonna make this the best
week ever. Man. Lots of lemonade to be made this week.
Yes,
and lots of lemonade. You make
Look at this shirt. Look at this shirt I got on. All the lemons, everything's thrown at you, bro. Lemonade, man. And look, that's not a suggestion.
Drink you up some.
Not a suggestion. It's not a hint. It's not a,
Not even a regulation.
we're not being subtle about this. It's a freaking mandate. We might come back and require a couple of boosters on this mandate.
Right. It might be a chat. We might require proof of of
right.
whatever.
We may make you show your papers.
Yeah. Did you have the best week ever? Show me. Prove it. Don't give a counterfeit one. We want to see it for real. Right. We might have to come up with a test.
There you go.
Could we monetize that? That'd be
cool. We'll work on that. We'll see what happens there. All right, everybody. Again, have a fantastic one. Heading to the pool?
Yeah.
Right. Let's go to the pool. Love you, bro.
See you, man. Sounds nice.
Sure to value your thriftiness.
Exactly.
I love you too much to waste money spending it on you, babe.
Man, that's nice. I like that. That's a good line, right?
That's right. You're welcome.